Yes, there is an image with the camera. It's February 1st today, new month, new challenges. I got a virus warning and my camera was not working, so I ran out of time. And let's first start the show. Welcome back. It's the first of the month, so new challenges. And today we're going to do some more Blazor development on my website. Let's quickly go over to the code window. And that does not look like the code window. This is the code window. There we are. Blank screen. Let's go to GitHub first. Go into the project to see what's left as open options. Project. As you can see, there's now in GitHub a new projects area, project beta, and that's a slightly different board. Oh, slightly, completely different board compared to the other one. The website is on the old projects. Now let's dive into that. Clean up, add new tag to running video. I think it's already done. Add security to the authentication to the website. To only show admin options after logging in. That's a good option. Let's see what's there left. Private video thumbnail. What's a private video thumbnail? Oh, that's if the playlist contains a private video, then you get this YouTube things with empty dots on there. You want a custom image in there. Update the gear page, so we need to put an API in there to list the gear on that page. Change API URI on deployment. On the action, the GitHub action. If you do a GitHub action, we need to replace a text in the action. Use app settings in Blazor WASM to store API URI. The API URI, that's this one. Update NuGet packages. Well, we can do that first. NuGet packages. Soft as in software. Let's close all of this. Close all tabs. What I also wanted to do is do a bit of renaming. Oh, there's a new version and I don't want to do that right now in the middle of the stream. We are late as it is. What I wanted to do is rename pages to page, like the admin page. Let's rename that to admin page. And contact, rename contact page. That automatically renames this one, but the class in the class behind, there's no information in the class behind. rename the gear page. And ideas page. Will this work if we rename this to index page? What if we rename this to home page? What's the class in here? Index. Home page. And then change the routing to home. For that we also need to change the navigation, I think. Index. There's no index in here. Home, maybe. There's home. Navlink match all. href empty. And the pages are still named the same. About page is still about in here. Admin, authentication, authentication page. That should be according to the what we were thinking of naming convention. Home page, ideas page, schedule page. Videos page, I think this is no longer in place. Let's find the localhost first. Localhost. There. And bring that back. Where are we going? Localhost 7067. Videos page. YouTube page. That's a redirect. Let's check all the class behind things there. Videos page. There's no schedule yet. Home page. Blog page, authentication page. Is this version of Visual Studio 2022 preview high enough quality for use every day? Yeah, I think so. I use it every day. What is, I'm not into surveys right now. Go away. Let's F5 this and see if it's still running after renaming all of this. So what I wanted to do is make the items recognizable, so you can see if it's a page or a component. So we also need to rename the components. Loading, that's still working. Let's check home. That works. Gear. I think that all still works. So go back to Visual Studio then. And do the same for the components. I wanted to check the videos page as well. Component, social button component. Component. Let's rename this to let's do it manually. Component base, social button component. And that's this inherit component. Done. F8. Component. Component. It's already done. I'll do the same for this one. Social button Twitch component. Also needs the thingy there. Rename that component. Oh. Component base should be component base. YouTube, same thing. This one, that one. Nope, that's not right. That should be component base. Why is there all red squigglies around this? It's complaining again that it's still running. And it's not running at all. Now my buttons are all gone. And that's because there's something which changed in the component. The about page maybe, yeah, that's true. Social buttons, Twitter, social button component. Save. Found markup element with unexpected social button component. And why is that unexpected? I hate this message rebuilding. Well, it's not running. It should not be running. I think it's just confused by all the changes. Let's rebuild this. Unexpected name social button component Twitter. Yeah, true. Because that's called Twitter component. Come on. Social button Twitter component, social button Twitter component base. This is okay. social button component. The about page is not right. Social button Twitter component. It's not lying again. It was right to begin with. That's better. No more squigglies on the components. Empty scripts, sample data. There's still the weather thing in there. There's no need for the weather. That's the API, the shared model, and the web. Components, modules, models, pages. If I want to be consistent, I should name this model YouTube API client model. Yes, let's rename that as well. Let's see if this is used anywhere. No. Build. And let's run this. Not refreshing my web browser page on the other screen. Yeah, that's still working. So I wanted to check out the videos page. I think that's obsolete. Videos page. Yeah, that's obsolete. Let's throw that out. Oh, we have to stop this, I think, to do that. Delete. Now let's check the YouTube page. Is that still used? Redirect to YouTube, yes. This is used by, if we run this, YouTube. That will redirect us to, guess what? YouTube. Oh, subscribe. I'm already subscribed. Are we alive? Yes, we are live. Back. Cool. Schedule. General I stream on Tuesdays and on Thursdays around 8 or 9 p.m. That should be 9 p.m. But today it was. How are you doing, JXC? What do you think about Blazor? Do you think it's a hype or a solution? It's a solution, I think. Especially if you're a C# developer like I am. I'm not so much a web developer. On the other hand, you also have to learn web development. So in the end, you're doing both. But some things are easier to do in the C# if you're used to doing that. And the benefit of Blazor WebAssembly is just by running it completely in the client. Oh, that's the... let's stop this. What do you think about... what are you using for authentication and authorization? That's my next goal, to put it in. Because I was kind of in doubt, because you have to put your keys somewhere in the in your web assembly, and that's something you don't want to do. Usually you have this this app settings thing in your project if it's a server project, but you don't have that in the Blazor WebAssembly. If you look at the API here, there's this app settings thing, and there's the API key, but that's in the hidden section, the user secret. And when you deploy it, this key will be on Azure, either in the vault or somewhere else. And that's something you, by definition, you don't want to store that into the WebAssembly. So I was thinking about using an Azure Authorization for that. But again, you need a client ID for that to store somewhere. App registration. Blazor. What do you use for your security there? Blazor WebAssembly. It's not hosted, so that's the difficult thing here. Yeah, that's the other option. OpenID Connect, that's the other option I was thinking about. But don't you need any sort of registration? Because you have to specify who can access and who can't. authorization for the entire app. Refresh tokens, claims for users. So what we did with the SDN cast side, SDN cast, this also used some sort of combination of authentication through specified live IDs and app registration. I think where he specified the users allowing to get in my case, me, to log in here with my account. And only 3 of us can enter there. Authorization. So we use something like standalone with Microsoft accounts maybe. Client ID. If we go to GitHub, what we did in SDNcast, your profile, go to SDN in this case, SDNcast, we have to go to revamp for the latest version, and then source, SDNcast. In this case we had, I think in the startup, and this one is server-side Blazor. Here we used Azure AD. Authentication, authorization, permission policy, what are you allowed to do with that, and in here in the, I think in the app settings, no, that's not the app settings. It was the app settings, but it's in the code behind, I think. Let me see if there's in the README maybe. Here set the authentication to the user ID, the Azure ID, I should say. Authorization section of the app settings JSON to list the usernames of the Azure accounts that you want to allow. But again, you don't want to hardcode it in Blazor WebAssembly. There's your AD Blazor WebAssembly. It's not hosted. This is kind of new. Let's agree. We want all the cookies. There you have the new registration application and accounts in this organization directory only. I think in the case of the Asynccast, I think it's used by organizational, multi-tenant and personal. Help me choose redirect, then go to redirect. Client ID, tenant ID. Set permissions. And scope. Read your files. Client registration in the Active Directory. Single page. Add permission to what you are allowed to do. This is WebAssembly hosted. Yeah, true. If you do simply something like, let's run again for Studio. You want to create a new project. WebAss. That's a nice name. Blazor WebAss. And go next. Let's change this to what is today? 1st of February 2022 0201. Test. Next. And then not hosted. And authentication type. There we go. Does this change if you select this one? No, it doesn't change. Click next on auth. There's no auth in there. I would say individual accounts. Yeah, right. And then create. Select an individual account. Yeah, that's what I did, I think. So in this case, let's see what we have in here. With the authentication thingy there. There's the routing. Configure your authentication provider options here. See blah blah blah. Configuration bind local. Let's have a look at that. That's the OIDC thing. What are the options there? Why is this set to 3.1? That's interesting. Why is that redirecting to 3.1 pages? There's nothing like that. Yeah, that's self-hosted. But that's what I did not want. That's the challenge of it. This is an old one, by the way. Yeah, selected hosted as well, and the benefit of it is obviously that you can store your secrets on your server side. But my challenge is what I try to explore the pure full WebAssembly without the hosted option. In this case, they talk about like the app settings. You can put app settings in. There's your warning. This is exactly what I mean. Configuration settings file in WebAssembly are visible to user. Don't store app secrets, credentials, and other sensitive data in configuration of files of a WebAssembly app. This is exactly what I what I'm pointing at. But what is the alternative? For more information, configuration providers, see configuration in ASP.NET Core. See, and they repeat it again here. So the only thing that I can think of is that you just go into your API and collect the information from there. And this one has things like this one has the app settings in here, and but also the specification, like the course thing, that the allowed origin, you can limit that to your own WebAssembly. And of course, at this time, I opened it up for everyone, but that's not a good idea. You should limit that in the end. But as we are prototyping at this time, so I don't really have a good answer to that at this time. Let's see, we have updated packages. Installed. All good, I think. Yeah. And on the other one, all up to date. Okay. Yeah, so that's a good question. What to use here in a full WebAssembly? I have to do some studying on that. Because if you're server-side or hosted, that makes it a lot easier. And yeah, but I'm trying to do it without using the hosted option. Self-hosted. Is that what it's called? Self-hosted? If an auth token is created every time a user logins, then the auth token can be saved on the client side. Yeah, but that's usually what you do, isn't it? Because there's a timeout in the token, so that's... But it's already saved, I think, either in your cookies or whatnot. Otherwise, you have to get your token every time again, unless you get a refresh token. WebAssembly client side, WebAssembly server side, and ASP.NET Core. Why are they mentioning ASP.NET Core as a Blazor option? don't think that's really a Blazor. That's more like Razor. Disadvantages of several, blah blah blah. The application is limited to the capabilities of the browser. That's true, because it's mono framework interprets the .NET intermediate language. Since the application runs entirely in the client browser, ahead of time compilation is planned. Well, that I think it's already in. That already exists. WebAssembly compatible client hardware. Download size is much larger. Well, much larger than I think. That's not. It's bigger, of course, but with fiber connections like fast.com. Let's check this. When you have this, the size, I think size does not matter. 1.6 gigs. That's a lot. Support for tools and runtimes. I think the storage of the secrets, that's the big disadvantage is I think the secrets part. How to handle secrets in WebAssembly Blazor. Again, if you store it on the client, that's not safe. Searching for a way to save storage of the app secrets in Blazor WebAssembly application. We can find details on the server-side application as in the MSDN below, that's true. We all can do it in the hosted situation, but what to do with the client-side situation? If you store it on the client, it's not safe. Yeah, that's what we already found out. There's an experimental Microsoft NuGet package that claims to make the storage safe by encrypting it. ASP.NET Core protected browser storage. You can read how to use it. This is not considered to be an answer. There's no answer on this question. Again, there's no answer on this question. And this is not what you want. You can use a memory config, memory configuration. Then whatever you want to use, just inject the configuration in your class. This is not secure if you ask me. There's no .NET server-side dependency. The application is full functional after it's downloaded to the client, so it means that the app will be calling the database server and you can see the traffic. I'm assuming it's unsafe. Yeah, I agree, that's unsafe. But what is the right option? The direction that I'm thinking of is that you are using some sort of an app registration that you can specify the allowed users, and by doing that, there's no need for storage in the application. There's no need to put it in the WebAssembly because the registration is on Azure. Limit Azure app registration specific users. why is this in Dutch? This one. It's basically the same as this one. Let's pick the English version. Where is English? Here. Read in English. Restrict your Azure AD apps to a set of users in the Azure AD tenant. Support app configurations. Because if you do this, then there's no harm in sharing the or exposing the app registration, because it's limited to the user that you specified on this app registration. Let's see if there's how to add app roles to in your application. Security groups and application. This is what we are looking for. How can we limit the ability of app registration to a set of users? It's a question. And is there an answer? No such granularity is supported. It is supported. Auth is a pain. Auth is really a pain. Active Directory identity, custom roles for app registration. Yeah, that's an old thread. Why is my Google searching for the Netherlands? I hate that. That should be... No, I don't want my current location because that gives me Dutch content and I don't want Dutch content. That's annoying. How to lock an Azure Web App down for specific users. And that's command line. I don't want to use the command line. If I just go to portal azure.com, Active Directory, security. Active Directory. Now we have Mr. Spam again on YouTube. Thanks for that. Yeah, let's put this on quickly. Let me see app registrations. If I can show you that. Let's encrypt. Why is my let's encrypt there still in there? New registration. Let's bring that back on screen. So in this case, if we want to create a new web registration, test Blazor auth. Accounts in this organization directory only. That's me. Accounts in any organization directory. That's any Azure AD, multi-tenant, or Microsoft accounts. So what I want to do is also specify Microsoft accounts. Maybe if you just pick Microsoft accounts, you should be able to select which ones. And HTTPS, some www.softtestingsoftware.com/login. Let's name it login for now. Let's register this. I will discard this anyway. This will give you the client ID and the object ID and the directory tenant ID. And now we have to specify who can use this. What are the endpoints as the URLs? Yes. For auth. Let me quickly copy that and check that on my other screen. Is that my other screen? How is this a secret? Let's give this as a secret. Let's try the other one. There's also no thrill. Also, okay. Yeah, there's of no interest. This is basically the OpenID thingy. Documentation. Use our SDK to sign in user and call APIs in a few steps. Use the quick starts to start a web app, mobile app, SPA and daemon app. Web application, single page. Well, it's called a single page apparently. I'm not sure why. Blazor Web Assembly. Is this the hosted one, or is this not the hosted one? Register the app. Here you're registering. Supported accounts type or accounts in the organization directory only. That's just for demo purposes. Token ID, token. Yeah, this is using the client and tenant ID. Still not looking for not the not hosted version, because this one stores the Azure ID security thing. Let's see what's in here. There's web server. You don't want web server. There's the demo. Studio, setup, clone. Register the web assembly, navigate to Azure server, app registration, name, support, select accounts in this organization, the login callback, that's the URL that we put in, register to create the application, that's what we already did, then the logout URL that you have to put in your website, configure a web app, open a project in the IDE, and this is storing the app settings. Find the client ID, your tenant ID, run the sample, and again this is not doing the thing using restricted users, because this one is just using the key that was created create the web app using the template, user claims. This is again not for specific users. We'll have to dive into that because it's kind of useless to spend all this time in the stream looking at this, although it can be interesting, but sign in users. Let's have a quick look at that. Acquire a token by an implicit flow. Same thing, register. If your account's present in more than one Azure business to customer, business to client, customer, running the sample. Again, it's not specifying specific users, I think. It's not necessarily for Blazor, it can also be used in other projects. ASP.NET Core, maybe. Secure web app with live ID. There's a Dutch version again. Go to English. Add sign in to Microsoft ASP.NET. Web app. Browser goes to your site, redirect, prompt credentials, access token, and return the access token. And then you have to restrict it on your side to who is allowed to do that. There's the OpenID again. Authentication pipeline. Tenant in the configuration. You have the client ID in the configuration, tenant ID in the configuration, but that's not enough. Use OpenID Connect Authentication, client ID. User sign in. Register your application. Follow instructions to download and automatically configure your new application on a single click. That's interesting. Permissions and consent, view application result, view user claims. Restrict who can sign into your application. From only one organization, that's in your application registration. Validate issuer. But still, it should be specified at the server side because you don't want any of this information in the client side. Validate user. Because even if we look at the SDN-cast implementation, that also stores the live IDs on the client or on the server, I should say. Yeah, let's finish this for now because it's I do need to do some research on that. It's really annoying because I want to implement this as well. Well, let's first have a focus on some other things there. For now, that is. That was a little sidetrack. Let's go and yeah, there's the website again. It's the Encast. Source, Encast, Encast. Let's see. There's another spammer. Thanks for that on YouTube. Services. Restore the security thing. Social button. Admin model. This is basically information used to set the admin settings for the stream. Cast member. That's for the about page. Pages. The admin page is blocked if you're not logged in. also need to bring in an audit, a logger in my website. Authentication state, that's disabled. That's from the old website, I think. If the user identity is authenticated, that's now different, done differently. Server valid. Time extensions, models, pages, properties, services. Your storage, file, service, object mapper. Not authorized, go to login page, components login. That's the one in here. Login. That's the URL used. Many changes in this file. Can you believe it? I think that's the one. That's the encast. That's this one. And this will go to Azure AD account sign in. There's the door icon. And this is the URL. Sign in. I think this one was in, what was it? Where did you store that? Startup maybe? See Azure AD again. There's an where did we put that? Where did we put that? Not in here. That's just the settings page. Nothing here. Been there already. Imports. YouTube rewrite. No. I really don't remember where he put the redirect in here. I thought it was somewhere like this one. Well, that's the page to log in. Let's search for this sign in. In this repository. There it is in the controller. Login partial. And that's the old website, it's not Blazor. It's also the old one. Let's have a look at this. So this is redirecting to the OpenID authentication scheme. Cookies, essential, save. Identity server. BFF. Backend for front-end. Backend for front-end. Host the Blazor client handles the OIDC flow and forwards API calls. The API. Using a claim. Host authentication state provider. Bonus delegating handler. Helping much. How to authorize user roles. Authentication. There you go again, there you have the secret again. I don't want that. Oh, I have to leave that for now, because that is not really helping. Let's have a look here. Go back to the initial plan. We add security, that's still in the open. Update NuGet packages, that was what I did already, I think. Yeah, that was, we did that already. What I wanted to have a look at is the replacement of the URL in the actions. How to hide sensitive things in GitHub Actions. How's that needed? Let's go for the first one here. What's in the marketplace? I think I made a note of that somewhere. Not in there. Search GitHub Actions. Not in here, maybe in my notes. GitHub Actions. No, also not in my notes. Custom deploy. It's a custom action. Let's go here to actions. This one, actions, fix endpoint. This was an issue. That's the API, but the URL, the URI is in the other one, this one. So in here we should add a step to replace a URL. We don't want to run. GitHub actions, add step to replace substitute the string before deploying. That's what we want. One character. Perl. Do we have another option? Replace string. Checkout. should be something by default, I think, in Git. To make changes to a file. Modify specific files using scripts. No massive agreed on option here. This should be in the system, don't you think? Broken Swords, how are you doing today? Any of you use GitHub Actions? Variable substitution with GitHub Actions for Azure. Secrets. This one is what I need. Substitute, variable substitute. Should be something like Microsoft substitute something. GitHub, Google, GitHub Actions, substitute. It should be in the default system. Variable. Such a basic transaction. Find and replace. This is using someone else's thing. Variable substitution. Sample workflow to apply variable substitution on XML, JSON, YAML files. So what is this doing? These are the file types. And is this the value then? This is using someone else's, I think. Replace credentials. Replace foo with bar. Get everything there, here. That's a step. Restore. Look at the other one. It's called a workflow. Restore, build web, test, publish. Substitute. Always get back to the same thing here. Find and replace. GitHub action. GitHub workflows main YAML. Also external. It's also from someone else. I would really expect GitHub to have some simple replace option here. We already had that. Users set up. Come on, guys. Replace text on workflow GitHub actions. Always come back to the same thing. Bash script. Check out. Such functionality becomes available in internal native functions. Context, currency, current concurrency. Pretty sure I made a note of it somewhere. Substitute. Where did it go? Not in my notes. Workflow billing. Build and test. Deployment. Checkout, setup, install, restore, test, caching dependencies, building a test. Connections/Microsoft. It's one of these slow days where we can't find anything. Substitution. That's a secret. Variable substitution. This is the source of it. Variable substitution. Thing is, we don't have a setting on the Blazor application. That's the same issue with the authentication part, where we don't have any settings of this. So what if you just put in some fixed string in there? Really tired today. Hard time to get my concentration in place. CLI, GitHub Actions. CLI for Microsoft 365, but I want to have CLI actions. You can just pick the first one from the list. What is it running in GitHub Actions? Is it running in Linux? Ubuntu latest. Is that also with my workflow? Let's clean it up a little bit here. Too much garbage in here. Substitution, YAML. Go back into the YAML thing there. That's using Windows latest. Let's force it in Windows there. On push. Workflow commands. Place. Substitute. It's not in there. If I could type normally. Substitute. Starter workflows using jobs. Build and test. Encrypted secrets. Where's the marketplace in here? Custom actions, publishing, marketplace. It's the same document. Come on, guys. Where's the marketplace in here? Finding and customizing actions. In your repository, browse to the workflow file that you want to edit. We have it open there. Oh. Where's my web page? Here. Upper right corner file, open the workflow editor, click the little pencil. There you are. Substitute. String. Variable substitution. Oops. Replace. Environments. Tokens. back to substitute again. Substitute hardware type. Variable substitute string. Copy that. Checkout to checkout. Setup.NET Core, restore, test. Before the build, we don't want to do it before the build. I would say just after checkout. Steps. All the things with a name is a step, I think. Test. There. Restore. Substitute string. You may pin the exact commit or version. Uses why is this not okay? What's a squiggly there? Bad indentation of mapping. The uses is the same as the name, maybe. Yeah. Oh. Name uses. Like that. With the plain input text. The file to read, input file. Output file formats a key. Example. I don't get this. How does this work? Yeah. No key format. This will be text input. Hello human. Human. And human will be Bob. Uses, what's the ID then? Something like input text. I would think, let's see, width, and then input is indented. Input text. File to read as input. Optional. Format key is also optional. Input text would be like input text. We have that in code. Localhost. This one. Copy. That's the input text. And we are going to replace that with where is it? Without key. I don't want this. If you read it like the I should say something like really wonder if that's working. Input file optional. Google. We can search for this string, obviously. Copy. Duplicate tab. View all GitHub. Nothing. Out there. That's using a format key again. It's also a format key. ID substring. Well, we could try it and see if what happens. This will not be empty, but it should be. Where's my Visual Studio there? It should be something like this. Duplicate tab again. No. Search for this all GitHub. Leave issues. See, we don't want to replace HTTPS, but we want to replace this. Maybe that makes it easier. That's confusing with the thingy there. Let's just try it. Where's it? Save button. commit. Changes, but is it now immediately also building? It's also building immediately. Let's see if that still works then. That did work. Where did my, is that the other one? API. See, that's not right. So that's not working. I think this one failed. So this is not allowed. Okay, it's getting too late for this. We'll fix this first. Let's kill this from the list. Oh. Substrings in files. Still not clear. Text in there, see action. Let's try this then. Find and replace. Uses something like that with source source is required, source string, I don't know. What does it mean, source, in this case? Using node.2. No clue how to use this. Find can be a regular expression. is it? Something like this, maybe? How hard can that be? Save. Should start commit. Try again. Search and replace. What's the file name? Program.cs. Includes. Program.cs. Let's see how that works out for now. Which one is this? Where is the thing located? This one is failing again. And I think that's related to the search, find and replace. Only supported on Linux. Thanks, guys. Okay. So, no cigar. Nothing. let's leave it all for now. It's 12:30 for me now. I have to get up at 6 again. So not much progress here. Let's fix this. Revert back to previous version. Let's see if the actions work. Then we will end this. So open things that we still have in that we still need is putting authentication on the Blazor WebAssembly, the non-hosted version. That's a challenge because you don't want to store the secrets on your WebAssembly. And also the string replacement on a Windows action, GitHub action. I already found it somewhere, but I lost my notes somehow. So I need to do some research this week. And maybe get back on this on Thursday while I'm doing the Office Blazor project. That's the project. If we click on this, that's the other project. That's the beta project. To do some things there as well. Use Blazor components. I think you already used Blazor components. Fonts to the assets folder. That's also interesting. Add manifest copy step to the live deployment. That's somewhat similar to the text replacement, but then swapping out files. Let's check if it's already finished. Let's close some redundant screens there. Green and green, and let's check that by going into software.com. Yeah, that still works. And my buttons really were turned back. So now do it once more, because I want to submit my changes here. I'll do this manually now. This should be done by GitHub Actions. Save this, and now go in here. A lot of file renaming. Renamed most files to match how to say that, conventions, pages and components. There was something else, and a bit of cleaning obsolete files, redundant files. Let's do commit and sync. And then wait for it to build again. Merge branch. Almost ready. Oh, the network error. Why is there a network error? There's no network error. Come on, give me some green balls there. Balls of fire. There's one. Now next. Let's see how that's progressing. Already done the testing. Because there was no test at all. Publishing. There we go. Publishing completed. Deployed to Azure. Done. Publish artifacts. Almost there. Post run. Complete job, and it's finished. Green. Let's check that in here. Yes, do green options. www.softtestingsoftware.com. Let's see if it's running. And it's still running. Buttons. Yep. That works as well. Good. Let's wrap things up. Everything's checked in. Not that much progress today. Still need to do a lot of research. Go back to the main page there. Yeah, so you need to do GitHub Actions, fix the GitHub Actions to replace the text of the URL. That's one thing. And then not in the Unix or Linux environment, but in the Windows environment. Apparently there's no simple search and replace option available that I've found today. And the other thing is the security still needs to be fixed on the WebAssembly. I keep hitting my microphone. So let's see if we can move to someone else who is running today. We have Irish John Games. Is he working today? He's doing that. So let's do that. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm going to raid Irish John Games. He's building pirate games. Always fun. Say hi to him from me, and see you next Thursday to progress on Office development with Blazor add-in in Office. You have seen that. Let's start a raid there. Thanks for watching. Three people are ready to raid now. Bye bye. See you later.